Welcome back to the 2023 Home Planner series. This is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, I'm going to leave the link in the description down below so you can get caught up. And in this video, I'm going to show you the rest of the setup for my home planner. We'll also discuss how I'm going to be planning out my weeks. Last time we covered everything that went under the lists tab, and we left off on the schedules tab, which I showed you has my routines: morning, after work, evening, weekly reset, my planning routine, and the weekly and daily cleaning schedules. After the weekly and daily cleaning schedules is the yearly cleaning and home maintenance checklist. And in addition to every day, every week, I also have this yearly cleaning and home maintenance insert. There are certain cleaning and home maintenance tasks that only need to be done every other month or even just once or twice a year instead of on a weekly or monthly basis. My yearly cleaning and home maintenance checklist helps to keep up to date on those tasks. For example, it tells me that I need to change the HVAC filter in May and November and to vacuum lint out of the exterior dryer vent in April. The planning routine says to transfer yearly cleaning tasks to the monthly list on the third Saturday of the month for the next month. That way I won't forget to do them. So this year I'm going to add deadlines to these on the monthly list to break them up so I don't try to get them all done on the last week of the month. And then this is just what an ideal week looks like in terms of time blocks. This page is meant to be a tool that I can reference to know specific blocks of time I want to be working on, specific tasks to keep me on track with those essentials that need to be done each week. So for example, on Saturday, I want to start cleaning at 2:30 p.m. and process my command center inbox at 4:30 p.m. And then we get to long term. I want to add a page for coming up with gift ideas. I like to write down gift ideas as I think of them throughout the year for birthdays and Christmas so that when it's time to buy the gift, I don't spend hours trying to think of what to buy. And I can just turn to this page and the answers are all there. It's nice to have a sheet of paper dedicated to this in my planner so I don't have to worry about losing that paper if I just am writing it down on random sticky notes throughout the year. And this is also super helpful for the people in my life that it's difficult to buy gifts for. For example, if my husband randomly mentions during a conversation that he wishes he had a new mountain bike helmet, I would write it down on this list as soon as I can so I don't forget about it. And on the left page, I'm going to add a column for the person's name, their birthday, and the gift ideas. And then on the right page, I will set up a tracker to make sure that the gifts and cards are ready to go. And we'll discuss how this works into planning later on in this video. After gift ideas, I'm going to include my how long does it take insert. My mind tends to exaggerate how long it takes to complete things that I don't necessarily want to do, so this page is meant to motivate me to complete chores and other tasks by reminding me that they don't actually take as long to do. So I timed myself completing tasks and I wrote down how long each task takes on this insert so that if I am feeling unmotivated to make the bed, for example, I can remind myself that I can get it done in just 2.5 minutes and it's not actually that big of a deal. If you'd like to see the video where I set this insert up, I'm going to leave the link in the description. And then I also have my aspirational vision with my long-term goals. I typically will review this insert as I'm setting my yearly goal, or if I need to remember my long-term goals as I'm choosing my goals for the month. I'm going to add my yearly goal to this page. This year, I want to max out my retirement contributions at work, so I'm going to add to my monthly list to make an action plan for maxing them out. And then those tasks in the action plan will get distributed to the different monthly lists based on what their deadlines are. I showed you how I have my gift ideas and gift and card tracker, but now we need to address the actual planning. Whenever it is Christmas or someone has a birthday, wedding, anniversary, baby shower, or some other event that you want to give a gift for card 4, there is planning involved to make sure that everything is given to that person on time. So I like to kind of plan out when I'm going to buy the gift, wrap the gift, design and make the card, or buy the card, schedule in a day to mail the gift and the card, or what day that I'll be giving that gift or card to the person who I'm giving it to. And for this reason, I decided to use my year at a glance to plan out when I'm going to work on each of these tasks. Because of how my brain works, it really helps me to see visually this year at a glance view, so I can make sure that I am giving myself enough of a buffer to complete everything on time in case something comes up last minute. I am going to plan these tasks out twice a year for the first and second halves of the year, in December and in May. And during those planning sessions, I will transfer the tasks into their appropriate monthly lists. This year, I also bought the Habit Planner card organizer, so I can make these cards ahead of time, and then I have a place to keep them so I don't worry about them getting lost or bent. The left side of the Currently page is going to be where I keep track of what I need to order online. Some stores require you to spend a minimum amount to either ship an item, like Target in some cases, or to get free shipping, like Amazon in some cases. And because of this, I like to batch my online orders so I'm not wasting money or time. So throughout the month, I will add items that I need to this list, and then I order them all at the same time. And this is also a good way to give yourself the time to really think about whether or not you actually need an item. One of my weaknesses is that I can be so impulsive when it comes to buying things. So it's really helpful to me to make myself wait so I can think about it more and really decide if I need that item. The weekly review is part of my planning routine that takes place every Sunday, which I'll explain in detail towards the end of this video. But the purpose of the weekly review is to reflect on how I did on my Q2 goals that I set for that week by asking the following 3 questions. What did I do well this past week? What didn't go as planned? What is an action step I can take to do better this week? And then you'll notice that at the bottom of the page there are 5 different weeks listed out. That's because in January there are 5 Sundays, and I will answer these questions on Sunday and write it down in that section. I want to use the monthly this year just to track events and appointments, or if my husband is traveling for work. To know what events, appointments, and travel will be taking place that month, I'm going to be referencing my January monthly list. Since these are all scheduled tasks, there is a date listed next to them on that monthly list, so I can easily differentiate between scheduled tasks and unscheduled tasks. However, if I have a recurring event that happens on the same day every month, like church is on every Sunday or credit card due dates, I don't write that down on the monthly list because I have that memorized, and I know I'm not going to forget to add that to the monthly. The purpose of the monthly is so I can quickly identify what days I have events and appointments or I'm out of town when I am planning out my week. You'll see which step I refer to the monthly when I discuss my planning routine later on in this video. And it's also really helpful to have a monthly view when I am discussing the month's plans with my husband. I can just show him the monthly layout and he can easily see when we have events. Previously, these were the steps that we covered during the First Things First series. So you start out by evaluating, reviewing, and migrating. You list out what your roles are. Then you write down your quadrant 2 roles. You list out your sharpen the saw goals, divide the spread into scheduled and other priorities, scheduling your time-sensitive activities, scheduling your quadrant 2 goals, schedule in the remaining tasks, and then rank your other priorities section. And I decided to kind of simplify this, take some of the steps out. By modifying this process, I came up with the following, which is still inspired by the book First Things First. It's just a little bit different. I turn to the monthly list and I quickly review what my life category goals were for the previous week. And then I answer those 3 questions on the currently page. I migrate any incomplete tasks to next week. We divide the spread into scheduled and other tasks. I broke up each day into 2 sections. So you have the scheduled section at the top and then the other tasks section. These stickers represent the time that I'm at work, Monday through Friday. On Saturday and Sunday, those stickers represent time that I'm working on other tasks. The next step is fill out any sort of scheduled tasks that I have. So that includes routines, that includes events like the baby shower or the hike or church, or if I have any sort of appointments, that would get written down at this point. It also includes routines. So I have morning routine, after work routine, evening routine, as well as the Sunday evening routine. And then the next step is to take a look at a monthly list, and I'm going to start with anything that is scheduled. It says on the 21st to see planning routine tasks. So I'm going to turn to the planning routine and it says review someday maybe list. And then the next priority after the scheduled tasks is to then start working on these goals. So for this example today, since I'm showing you planning out week 3, I'm going to choose the items with the number 3 written next to it. Normally I would start out with week 1. I look at what quarter 2 goals were assigned for the current week. I break these down into action steps and I really think about what do I need to do this week in order to accomplish that particular goal. Okay, so now all of the goals are scheduled in. And you could technically schedule them into a specific time of day that you want to work on them. And now I want to add any unscheduled flexible tasks from here. And I'm going to try to pull from the highest priority tasks. I had so much fun setting up this planner, and I hope that this video gave you some ideas for not just setting up your planner, but maybe even trying out a new way to plan. And if you want to get an email each time I post a new video, please sign up for my mailing list. You can do that by using the link in the description down below. I'll see you next Saturday. Bye!